Welcome back to another live session, traders. Hope that you had an enjoyable trading day, and it is another trading week looking at the first week of this February 2026, looking for entry in this market. And I hope that you guys are ready for big trading week and days. So let's look at it here. Welcome. Just need to hello trader, welcome back to this live session, and this is another trading week that looking at, we can say that gold as well as many of the instruments currently highly volatile. Can you hear me and see me just before I begin? I hope that the camera is on. I saw that there was a little bit of issue with the camera and sound. Let me fix that up. Can you hear me, guys? Greeting, welcome. Thank you. And yeah, before I begin this analysis and trade setup, traders, make sure you smash this like button here, and so that you can see me. And also another significantly important trading day as we are looking out for this trading in 2026 is very different. And okay, let's begin today's can you hear me and see me? No? Okay, the camera is not on. Audio is on. Music, audio. Okay, so let's I hope that I see. Yes, okay, thank you very much for confirmation. Now looking at, first of all, calendar. Okay, the calendar is very important to see that what kind of the market we can see. Now the market had a huge breakdown. You guys see that if you look at the weekly, the past week and this week, look, today's market, that's massive move that we can see. That's a massive volatility. Now in one day, now so far Friday's volatility, the 8 year, if you look at, it's a skyrocket. Friday alone was 7,700 pip move that we have seen on Friday. Now today so far the market dropped back again nearly to 5,000 pip. Now it's pushing back again to the upside. The first thing that we need to understand, guys, this is crucial. This is important. If you want to be a trader, if you want to really trade gold and make money out of it, see what's happening in the market. And best thing as a trader, as a like forex trader, the best thing of forex trader, what is that? We have it unprecedented. That's why I love trading, guys. I don't have to worry about either the price is going up or down, right? I only need to worry about the risk management. That's what the beauty of becoming a trader. That is risk management, right? If I had if I buy some physical gold, that I always have to worry about, okay, I bought it this price, I bought it with 5,000. Now it's coming to 4,000. So I'm stuck, right? Now, either the market goes up or the market goes down. It doesn't matter for us. You see, no one is going to tell you this is trading. And even many people doesn't know that thing. I talk to many people, they think that trading means that if the price goes up, you make money. If the price goes down, you lose money. We don't do that. We trade based on Risk management, either the market goes up or the market goes down, we trade, right? Even if I'm trading, I'm buying, the market goes down, still I can turn that trade by using hedging. This is the most advanced trading system, guys. Now we are doing it every single day in the academy with hundreds of members. I'm doing a live here and we will be trading live. This is the next generation trading here in Forex Trading Wizard Academy. If you're excited about being a trader, don't miss out any part of this live session. Stick till then. Make sure you smash the like button, write something on the live chat that you are ready for taking your trading to the next level. Learn risk management the hard way on Friday. Okay. This is what I was talking about, guys. Risk management is key. All right. And this is what makes a big difference becoming, trader and investor. And there's a big difference. The way we trade is a small risk and then precisely taking that trade, repetition, open, existing profitable strategy over and over again. And that's why you become a smart trader. That's why you stay above 10%. That's why you stay above even smart money. Right? If you can trade properly, smart money will lose their money to you. And you become a smart trader. That's how you become a profitable trader, by trading the market, staying at the top. I'm 15-year-old. I think earlier is better. All right. You can join the academy right now. You can find link below this video, the website link. You can straight jump on the website and there is a click join now button. Be part of the trading community. Be early. If you are a younger trader, then build your trading career right now, so that it's coming 2026. Before you even start working, start becoming a trader. All right. So now, this is another beauty. I started trading when I am at work, but I found I mentored traders who are started at the age of 60 after retirement, because trading is easy. I mentored who just started education, the higher education. Okay, younger. This is the beauty of becoming a trader, right? There is no age limit. You want to take a job, in age, there is an age limit. If you cross this much of age, you cannot apply certain jobs because your age has expired. There is no expiry in trading. Just you need a focused concentration, small time chunk, leave some time. The first thing is intention, guys. That's the key. Intention creates the results. It has a power to it. Intention is everything. This is no one's have ever told that. Every human being has a unique ability to exercise their intention to create some outstanding results in their life. So intention is that that what you want to experience, and set it up and let it happen by taking smaller steps every single day. For example, some of you are joining, that's one step. That's a big step, because one step will start to take you to the 1 million steps way back, way forward. Always think for either you are at the age of 60 or you are at the age of 16. You can become a trader. Okay, so 15. All right, so now we are looking at here in this, this is a daily market structure. We can see the market has dropped back to this key support level. Okay, this is a key support level. And from the daily, if we look at the market has tested the daily support. And with the test of this daily support, the market now slowly building its momentum back to the upside from this key support level. This is the daily move. Now, if you look at today, still we have almost more than half a day remaining. What do you see here? It's a sharp rejection of this key daily support level, right? It's a big move back to the upside here. And we can see the market, in fact, now started to push back to the upside here in that area. Can you go up to daily open? Yes, I think so. A very high chance. And the market has got rejection. If you look at the monthly support that, you know, I've discussed in my analysis also, there is an interesting fact that you can consider. Starting from this point, this is in 2024, right? Since the time of this candle started till now, there is no single monthly candle that has been able to break the previous monthly low. These are the information that it can give you a better understanding, right? You know, two kinds of trader might not be successful. One is who are entirely focused on technical, that means only looking at that. The other one is entirely focused on fundamental. Okay, so when you can fuse together, this is where the market happened. Okay, so if you look at, okay, there is, you know, you might find a lot of information about, okay, this global event happened, that's why the gold dropped. Probably you could see that, okay, there is a new Fed chair that has dropped the gold, or there could be some other factors. Okay, now there might be, you know, there was a bounce in the market drop. In fact, there is only one thing happen. When the market bubbles up, it goes down for a pullback. And it's actually preparation for bigger move. In fact, you'll see, highly likely. You know, I'm not going to tell anything that, you know, guaranteed, because nothing guaranteed in trading. But what we see from the experience is that if you look at this market is a bull market. And when you see that there is a higher chance for a market, when you see this kind of move happen, okay, this drop that you can see, all right, it's liquidity grab. It's a liquidity grab. It's a correction of this movement. And there is a very high chance that the market could eventually remain. Now, if you look at the price has bounced back to 5,600, right? That's a massive move on gold if you look at, and drop to that level. Now, very high chance that the trend could hold. Okay, if you look at how do you know? Guys, keep in mind that these are some of the symptoms, because as a trader or as an investor, whichever you want to look at, everything you hear you cannot verify. But one thing you can verify is how the chart moves, how the price action moves, from how the market really behave in a real situation. One very important sign that when a market drops such a big move within a short period of time against the trend with a bigger ATR, it's a symptom of bouncing back again. The usual reversal Doesn't happen like that. The usual reversal happens slowly, consolidating, creating a downward channel, and then finally break below and drop a lot. You look at the past, you see that kind of movement over and over again. Look at the reversal, how that happened. This is reversal, and the market dropped a lot. This kind of move that you can see, a big doji followed by a long wick, it's a continuation. So reversal happens more often with creating a pattern and slowly. That means, if I give you an example, let's say you see the one small candle and then the other one has created a false breakout and form another like that. Okay, and then like this with another long wick like that. So reversal happens with multiple liquidity sweep, while liquidity gap, that means just taking out who are in the market, it happens with this kind of movement. Okay, so therefore, looking at here now, I'm going to the lower time frame here to see that where the market is heading. This is the 4-hour chart that you can see the market. We just had a trade here earlier of this, and with the trade there is a liquidity gap, and we just had a trade here. If you looked at now, the market is maintaining its uptrend. So that being said, we are looking at this market for another entry right now. This is 1-hour chart. The price has shown significantly bullish trend. I'm looking at the daily resistance. Okay, this is the daily resistance, which is the weekly resistance as well. The chances for the market to retest and could potentially to bounce back that level. So now 4-hour chart, this is the 4-hour low. Now at the moment, what we are looking at to go for an entry to the upside, because what is going up is likely to go up. All right, now with that being said, so what are you looking at the moment? I'm looking at now, we drop back to 1 minute. So I got in the past also few questions that if we trade on 1 minute or 5 minutes or 15 minutes, then what do you need to look at the monthly? You see, what is the advantage of looking at monthly? Let's go to the monthly. Even we are trading on the 1 minute. What is giving the monthly information? A very important vital information here on the monthly is that today's market bounced off this key monthly support level. Okay, today's market bounced off this key monthly support level. And another information that you can see in this whole starting off this level, every single day the market was maintaining that series of higher low. All right, and that series of higher low, if you look at, is still maintaining here. Because it is still maintaining here, that this is a very crucial level. The market could bounce off this support here in that market. Now going to the 1 minute, so it's a now strongly uptrending market structure where we are looking at this price eventually potentially go back to another 1000 pip back to this daily resistance line. So breaking off this trend line, this is the 1 minute trend. Just few minutes ago, if you look at Why did I open this? This is an uptrend here. We just quickly catched quite a few peep here just before this live session. I'm waiting for further entry, and this is how we will be looking at as soon as the market shows up any entry. With this movement, that if you look at from this support level, which is one single move back to the upside here, and that move, if you look at this is a bigger move back to the upside, expecting this market to come back for a pullback and then to return again back to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. So therefore, the drop here, we can see that with this drop down here, as 15 minutes market showing bullish, and in that bull market expecting the market to retest and then to return again back above here to create a new high. So there is a significant imbalance here if you look at in this market, which is a fair value gap, right? Now looking at this market here, it's not coming here. So we will be trading that fair value gap as soon as the market appears here an entry. So what kind of monthly price action you guys can look at here, and the weekly? We are almost, if you look at this, is pretty long week here on the weekly. Are you going to see another wave of drop, or you could see that continuation back above? About I'm buying target 4850. Can you go up daily opening for a test after rejection from below? There is a very high chance that the market would potentially going back to the daily high for another retest. And I am buying targeting 4850. I think if the market breaks above, it might even go higher of this support. Okay, so you see some kind of reaction of this support level, and with that reaction, as this is a key level of support, expecting the market to eventually this is 30 minutes per action, guys, and there is a breakup structure here, and we might see that this market potentially to continue to trend back above here to create a new higher high in this market, looking for a breakup structure. And once the market breaks from the structure, we'll be looking at that entry. This is the current support level. The previous trade that we have opened was closed and waiting for the new entry. Now, if we enter, the most important part here, guys, is that very important is risk management. Traders, it's essential that, because you see that there could be winning trade, there could be losing trade. But the difference between a successful trader and non-successful trader, a successful trader knows that how trading works and when to take risk, when not to, based on the market. And when you take the risk, also how do you take the risk, right? It's not about not taking the risk. It's about how to manage the risk, right? And because if you don't take risk, then there's no reward, nothing. You have to take the risk to gain the reward, but you need to know the manage the risk. That's what makes the difference. Okay, so of this resistance, the market started to break below here and could come back down here for another retest. They're expecting the market to test that low and then to return again back above here to create a new higher high in this market. Might be able to find an entry, and I'm looking at this current level that you can see. It's in an uptrend, waiting for deeper liquidity sweep and then to go for a buy opportunity here in that area. Okay, so I'm buying target. Okay, drop. Sabita Raj, coach, when you looking gold ahead today, bearish or bullish? Okay, the firstly, gold, we see that there is currently bullish. There was a significant drop. So far, for short term, we can look for buying, and this is at the moment. Buying means that bullish trade. We are not looking for long term yet, and what we could see that the market to go back again to the daily resistance, which is the weekly resistance. There's significant fair value gap, and therefore the potential for trend continuation is higher. We are waiting for a lower time frame breakup structure. If you look at the 1 minute, now the market has dropped here and trying to break up, and I think there might be another attempt from the seller. Breaking below here to this key level can give us an entry opportunity here in this market. So I'm making gold touch again 4400 today. 44, you mean the downside. What about the calendar here? So okay, there is another reason also for the gold move that you can see earlier today coming. ISM manufacturing PMI, it's a high impact but may not be a big market mover. But tomorrow's AUD rate statement, okay, and this is also a big indicator for gold, right? Let's understand that what might happen, because tomorrow is the AUD day, right? We can see that. So cash rate, RBI monetary policy statement, RBI rate statement, RBI press conference. Okay. Now, how does that AUD data coming will be like impacting gold price? Let's understand that. All right. It's an important, because I have also shared a small video yesterday about the AUD price movement. Now, there is a very certain means that high probability that RBI is going to hike the rate, right? So the rate hike, how does that also influence gold pricing? Let's understand that from the fundamental perspective. This is what I was talking about, that you need to look at the fundamental as well as the technical. Now, simple calculation, guys. There is a saying that if you cannot explain to 5 minutes, 5 years old kid, then you don't understand. So let's understand how a 5-year-old kid can understand this information. All right. If there's a rate hike by RBI, how does that AUD USD will perform? And then we can look at the gold. I will tell you that how it will directly, we can look at gold in that perspective. If there is a rate hike on AUD, then higher chance that AUD will be bullish, right? Because the currency will appreciate with the rate hike on AUD, because it's gonna go, it's traded against dollar, right? So stronger AUD gonna be higher in strength. Now, if the AUD goes bullish, AUD USD goes bullish, gold also potentially going to be bullish, because they follow each other. That's how we can read, because this is called the currency correlation. You see that CAD, dollar CAD is directly related to WTI, crude oil. Very, very much follow each other. AUD USD also very much related to XAUUSD movement. So if there's a potential for rate hike, then there's a potential for XAUUSD to be bullish. And we can see now from the technical, if you look at here, this is a potential preparation for a bigger move with the rate hike if it happens, which previously there is a chance, unless it is announced. It is unannounced yet. But if you look at the news here, what you can see with this movement, so quite a few red folder and so it's on a pullback, right? AUD USD, if you look at, it's on a pullback. And see, these are the trading fundamental that you guys can understand that. You see the Australian dollar outlook, AUD USD most pullback despite RBI rate hike. So when you see that this is a bullish price action here, when you see that there is a pullback, why? Because when there is a rate hike decision, the currency might go bullish, but it doesn't go directly bullish. It's gonna go for a pullback. Why? Because smart money will buy when it is enough profitable to buy, and the pullback happens after a profit taking. So you need a cash or the liquid money to buy again. So when those order close, the market drop to lower level to be able to buy again. That's how the market moves. So if you look at that now, gold and AUD USD on a pullback is because it's a potential preparation for move back again, ready for an entry. Here we can see some kind of pullback waiting for the market to drop down further, and then we will be looking at entry again. So there is a breakup here, the breakup structure. We might see the market to eventually coming down further back below to potentially retest and then to return back again to the upside here in this market. Yeah, this breakup structure is needed for us to be able to find a potential entry back to the upside here in this market. If you look at the AUD/USD, there is a pullback and the market now off this gap level near to 6898 level, 6898. Yeah, the market is potentially having a bounce back to the upside here in that market. What area will you target if you buying soon? Okay, so for buying, you want to see breakup structure, but the profit target is in this fair value gap. So if you look at here from the 1 hour, the profit target will keep 4880 near below 4880. And for buying, we want to see a breakup structure. Usually, I always keep the exit plan where we will be exiting. But for entry, we want to see the price action, because the real-time price action will give you a clear understanding of the market movement, because how the price is reacting to a specific key level will determine that how the market might do. So it's important always to look at how the price is reacting to a specific key level. All right, so that's where the actual market. Okay, so it's approaching a support level. Now, I'll be interested to potentially to find an entry. What do you think, guys? Here is the 5 minutes 20 exponential moving averages, and it's approaching that level where the market might have a reaction of that. So we are looking at that area that we in that zone for a potential entry. Now, if we see the market breaking off this level, this is the 5 minutes price action. The market may test here the 20 EMA, and that retest of this 20 EMA, if this 5 minutes candle rejecting of this support, we could see another new higher high, and in that case there is a fair value gap in that area, so the market may eventually break to the upside to create a new higher high in this area. This is a 30 minutes price action. In the first move that you can see the market after break of this low is getting a reaction of that level. And 15 minutes candle closing with a doji, and that's possibly to have another move back up. Now 5 minutes candle closed with a bullish rejection of this support. Okay, now the way the market structure has formed here is showing that there might be upside here. Find an entry. So you could see that the market to eventually bounce back off this support, and as this market is trending with this uptrending market structure, expecting the price to eventually break that high to create a new higher high. So the market trend is here in that area is bullish, so we'll be looking at potential entry to the upside here to create a new higher high. So we're having later of this support. If we look at that market if you look at the 1 hour price action, the price has tested this 20 EMA. There might be some short-term sideways movement. This is what we're looking to see. So back to back two important price action in that area that might create an upside, or we could see further pullback. And the 15 is closing as a doji, that I would look to see that there potentially be an upside bias in that area. So we are looking at potential entry, looking at the 15 minutes here, it's creating a doji. Ready for a bullish entry. So there is a consolidation here, and in that market I'm looking at for possible entry after a price action confirmation. If you look at, there is a narrow doji. It's potentially forming an order block here in that area. And for our market structure showing that there is a significantly upside bias here in that area. So that might take that price potentially back to the upside. I'm looking to see that for further confirmation for a bullish entry. Waiting for a possible, I think if you look at here, it's maintaining a trend line in that area. That trend line could break for new higher high, and that is where if the market breaks that high on a retest, we can look for an entry for a potential bullish bias back above. Okay, with this initial bounce of this level that you can see, the market slowly it has broken this resistance, now dropping for a pullback here, and that is where, because this is still showing that bullish market structure, there is an imbalance here in that area, and that might take that price back above. Different music needed. Now, entering into a trade is always about the confirmation of price action. Now, the 1 hour low is here. Look at the price is above 10 and 20 MA. Okay, so the target you will keep 4846 or above this level as the market is trending. And okay, so here is with this, if you look at with a smaller structure formation here in that area, with this very interesting cup and handle pattern. Don't you think it's a cup and handle pattern? So this is the cup. and this is the handle. Okay. Okay, so the price now above this current resistance line, the price eventually has broken out of the resistance. Now with that break of this resistance, as it's still maintaining that higher low, okay, entirely broken out of that resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, support here. Now off this level, expecting it to eventually bounce back to that level. Now we'll see a 30 minutes candle close. If you look at, it's a liquidity grab, right? So you see that there is a stronger liquidity sweep of this support. Now with this 15-minute doji, the market trend again showing to be upside here. So in that uptrend, we'll be looking at for potential buying here in that area. And now breaking of this structure can create a buying opportunity. Now I'm preparing with proper risk management. As soon as you see that entry, middleman on 5 minutes. Yeah, this is what you can see, and that's where the market, if you look at, yeah, this is a bullish candlestick pattern, and that's where now it is on a retest now at the moment. And that retest, if we see the market is breaking back below, can give a bullish entry here in that area. And keeping up to date, if you look at the calendar, so we are coming later in few hours, ISM service, ISM manufacturing PM. That's confuses sometimes. So if you look at that high impact news, so with that upcoming data also, the market is getting a bit volatile along with the AUD news. Now this is NFP, guys, you know that, for those who are beginner, or you know that. So on Friday there is coming up NFP, and the data definitely, this is the FOMC as well as NFP. These are the two market mover, and throughout the week we will see that quite a few interest rate decisions that will make. That's why you see gold is in fact reflecting that kind of market structure here, with this quite a few upcoming data is making gold highly volatile. Now in addition, also we can see some fundamental factors added that if you look at the news you can see. So what is IUX records significant 10.5 trillion annual trading volume, strengthening global market position. So this is significant. So those news basically in now guys, with the aided trading system, it's getting much more easier to become a trader, and that's we can see the market is in fact showing that reflection in the market. We can see that reflection, the people really coming in trading, becoming a trader, because in 2020 now there was a time as I had a Zoom live Zoom yesterday. Also I have shared the recorded in the premium group that we discuss. If you look at in 1990, how did the trader trade? How many anyone has an experience trading in 1990 or in that time period? Okay, in 1990, if you want to place a trade, then you need to make a phone call to the broker, or you physically need to go to the broker. And it was impossible to trade on 1 minute, right? Even I think I didn't trade in 1990. I think even chart analysis was not available to analyze on 1 minute, because in 1 minute you won't be able to even call and place a trade. I started in 2003. Okay, so started in 2003. How did I even start? I didn't start in 2003. So share your experience. How did you trade it during that time? Definitely that was also calling over the phone. And because I remember when I was at university in 2022 maybe, we were browsing on Linux rather than that time the new Windows came, 98 just started, but I remember we used to browse using Linux, which is not very common operating system for regular use. So this new cloud-based system that came later, you had to sign up with brokerage firm and call them for land. Yeah, this is what it's nearly to 20 years, right? To call brokerage for placing a trade. I went even born into okay, so all right, here's some movement that you can see. Okay, so what that tells, guys, if you go little back, let's say you go 1980, and definitely that time even you couldn't call the broker. You have to go to the brokerage firm to place a trade. Like you go to the bank, like you have to go to the brokerage firm to place a trade. And now we can do it on our PC, mobile, laptop. But coming on later, we need to trade, and we are trading now when it's sleep, right? Time is changing. So are you ready for it? If you're not ready, make sure you get ready for it. As first learn the basics part, learn chart analysis, learn how to trade, and get into the point where you can trade when you even at work or at sleep. And that is, we are making traders in Academy that can do that. Okay. So now at the moment, what we are looking at as a trader, wherever you are at, the best way is to first find out where you are at, and then taking your trading from that level to the next level. Being a trader means that you understand how the market moves, and then understand a strategy, And the next thing is you need some kind of tool assistance that can power you to take your trading to the automated level. You don't need to have any kind of background, I don't think so. Okay, now it more honest now. Trading earlier, if you were with the main crowd, there wasn't too much insider trading. It's more honest now in trading earlier if you were in the... Yeah, that's true. The more tag, the more easy to trade. So it is, because trading has high level of emotional engagement. Okay, one of the biggest struggle that I personally face, I don't know, I have seen that many traders that I have mentored, they have faced the same thing. One of the biggest struggle for trader is the emotional decision making, right? Which is a part of trading, in fact, trading psychology. So with more and more advanced tool, you can eliminate many of these emotional hurdle. If you look at, we have our currently, this is a built up trade engine that it's a complete signal generator that I'm using on TradingView. If you look at, this is the 15-minute chart, and you can place the trade in. If you look at this, it has given directly the trade alert. A few strategies, this is one of them, especially when the market is trending. It's a great tool. Now, if you look at this trade, if I place it on TradingView, it just dropped back below with one single move. Now, one thing that it's most important is the risk management. If you have a tool, everything now you can do automatically without much emotional response to it. However, the foundation is foundation, right? Learning to trade, you still need to learn the everything from very beginning, right? How to read the market structure, how to read the price action, pin bar, bullish engulfer, bearish engulfer, right? Choch, breakup structure, Fibonacci level, different kind of indicators. You still need to learn that, all of them. Right? Having a knowledge will give you better understanding. Okay. RSI, finding out the divergence to find out if the market is oversold or overbought. Have you ever used the RSI? And the Bollinger Band, also a good indicator. So having all those knowledge will give you an understanding of what doesn't work, what does work, which one gives the best results. Sometimes you'll see that very unrelated information can give you related results. So you can create a very different strategies by combining very unrelated information, right? You might be able to find a trade outside of Bollinger Band touching outside of Bollinger Band, Bollinger Lower Band, probably oversold on RSI, and then creating a bullish engulfer for an entry. There are countless ways you can create rules of different strategies. So that's why knowing all of them will give you always better understanding of how the market moves. All right, so now here we are looking at in this market for an entry, and you can see some kind of, this is the third 5 minutes candle is being formed here, and I will be interested to potentially to, okay, so here if you look, this is a breakup structure and there isn't any high impact news. The market trend is up, so you could see some bounce here back above. The 1 hour candle is closing, and This is 30 minutes bullish engulfer also. Now, this is where we can look for buying, but this is gonna be, if you look at this, the candle close with a bullish engulfer, the market is still left some imbalance here. It's not getting very stronger reaction. It might come back to retest of this. We are going towards the session's opening. So which broker are you using? So I'm using currently Vantage. You guys can find a link in the description if you want to use that. Currently there are some bonus offers, so I use, and I have put the link what I'm using in the description. You can get down to the description, then use that link if you want to sign up using that link. All right, so here what we can see in this level, this is the 15 minutes market structure showing up to be bullish and waiting for the market to reverse back to the upside. Here, this is the 5 minutes pricing, quite a few of them waiting for the market to eventually go up to create a new higher high. So this is now this kind of market structure. More often you see that either breaking back to the upside to create a new higher high, or you might see that deepen. Now 30 minutes after this big liquidity candlestick pattern formation, the market is showing back to the upside here. So here is a significant imbalance, no problem. You're always welcome, you guys. I hope that you're excited for this trading week. Here we see that there is significant move in the market, and DXY, I'm just looking at quickly to see that what kind of price action it is forming. This is very interesting. Now okay, so here is the move from this support level that you can see the price slowly breaking back to the upside here, which is eventually could lead that market back above here. If you look at the 15 minutes on DXY and the lower time frame, the market structure showing to be, this is where the support, market trend may continue to rise here. From the DXY, we can see some short-term movement. Now, this structure on DXY may break above, and there is a fair value gap and also gap open that can lead that market again to come back down here. So going back to the gold here, in terms of if the DXY is getting bearish, we might see that gold to be bullish in that area. So therefore, if we look at the lower time frame here, from this support, made its move back to the upside again. Okay, now we can see that after creating a new higher high from this fair value gap, it's getting rejected. Now that rejection could bring that market downside here, and that is where you might be able to find an entry. Okay, so this is a breakup structure that you can see, and we will be looking at on for an entry after the price has shown enough rejection of this level. And daily market structure is almost reached to the daily. If you look at daily 20 EMA, I think we should wait for price to significantly descend for a buy. Now, from the 1 hour price action, there is important if we look at from the 1 hour, since the market had a rejection of this lower price, what we can see that it's maintaining a series of higher low. Okay, so even with this red narrow doji from the 1 hour, the market is maintaining this series of higher low. And because the market is maintaining this series of higher low, there is a higher chance that anytime the price will break that series of higher low, will have a reaction back to the upside. So it's firstly, it is a bullish market structure. And with this bullish market structure of this support level, that you can see there is a break back to the upside, where expecting the market to trend back down here and then to revert again back to the upside. a small sell. Okay, this is a in this market at the moment. I think I would wait for a buy entry. Have you ever seen a crazy market like this before in your trading career? Yes, I have seen. I have seen in, I think in 2000, most likely 2019, or 2019, probably 2019 or 2000, at the end of 2018 or 2019, most likely. Yeah, I've seen in one day massive bearish drop on gold. How many of you are traded on that? In 2019, there was big drop happen on a single day within a short period of time. But if you look at the overall volatility, this is highest. Okay, so if you look at the weekly volatility highest, but in a single night drop or single day drop, depending on where you are gold, in 2019, drop like without proper pullback. So there are many kind of drops. You will see that when a market has healthy pullback, that is I wouldn't say, but sometime like this, if you see that it's not stopping anywhere, continuously dropping, that is a different kind of drop. Because in those kind of drop, sometimes very difficult to enter, because you need a pullback for an entry. Otherwise, wait for pullback, and in those kind of move, you'll see that most of the time people lose big. So that's why. But when the market does this healthy pullback, it's a good move. But lower time frame, even in this kind of movement, also lower time frame, the market shows that pullback. This is on gold, but do you know that the biggest market crash when happened is in the history of once? I think it's 2013. If you look at the monthly, you'll see that it's on Swiss franc. 2008 was, there was a market crash, which is the global crisis, but there was a currency crash. That means in that crash, everyone has lost. Go to the Swiss franc, you'll see that. It's USD CHF. So the single most in 2015 or 2013. I think this one. Yeah, this drop 2015. Because the daily. Yeah, this crash. It's on 2015, right, on Swiss franc. It was the ever biggest crash during that time period. Say the volatility. How many ATR that one? Before that, the trading was different. With that crash, many things has changed. And so if you look at past and present, there isn't ever bigger crash than that in the market since now, even on a single day. I mean, okay, see that still not that much of big. So now All right, so here you can see the market slowly creating that move back. It's a little sideways. So there is a breakup structure. Okay, so here you can see there is a breakup structure here in that area, and this is what I was waiting for. Potentially breakup structure could happen. Okay, that might be now possible deeper pull. So this is the 4-hour support, and because there is a breakup structure, looking at now for the market to eventually retest this support and then to return back again for another momentum. have you ever seen a crazy market like this? Okay, so yeah, so we have there has been quite a bit of move that you can see. The recent time, the market is really like we have never seen before like that. Okay, this is a very simple. If you do the simple reasoning, you will understand that there is more buyer and seller in the market. Do you trade silver? When we trade gold, I prefer to stick to the gold because they normally follow the same kind of direction. If you look at the silver, you see the same kind of price action. The only difference is that silver has sometimes less volatility, sometimes more volatility. But if we trade gold, if you look at the 1 hour price action, you see that same kind of market structure it will form, same kind of candlestick pattern. As a short-term trader, gold is significantly volatile, so we stick to the gold. And silver, if anyone trade, you can trade, that's fine, completely. But trading both might creates a bit of the same thing we are doing in two areas. This is all right. So here is 30 minutes price action. The market broken back below. This is what we're discussing, that this is liquidity zone. The price has dropped back down here from the 4 hour chart. It just tested the low. Now, because in the past there was a drop, the downward flow could be here. And with this breakdown on the 1 minute, if you look at, welcome. Now, do you think that the market is going to straight bounce back here to the resistance? Daily, it tested the daily high. There's a gap open. We're looking at different chart. Yes, we are looking at different chart. This one I would like to look at. Okay, so here, if you look at that gap open, to progress to a different kind of price, it's a wonder. In this one, gap has been tested. The other one, gap has not been tested. Now with this breakdown here, if you look at the market has dropped well below and getting that reaction above here of this level. Therefore, a move pullback, and the market is maintaining this series of higher high and higher low, which is in an uptrending market structure. Now, we had a very high win rate, you guys know that, so it's a good idea to wait for the spike to happen. That's a massive bounce of this. Still be patient. Patience is the key to become successful as a trader, guys. Keep in mind that this is where make a big difference. Now, if you take, let's say, 10 traders side by side, I think before we go higher, if another drop happen, we'll be looking to enter. This is 50 minutes doji. If another drop happens, we will be looking for buy of this support. Can happen. It's still, I'm not, you won't be able to exactly know, but there is a possibility. It may still go up or it may drop again. So this is the current support that it is respecting. If another drop happens to this order block, that's where the entry. It's an order block here now. And for another retest of this order block, the key here is to look at the key level, right? Which is very important to look at. Okay, so there might be, if you look at here, with this candle close, there might be coming for a deeper drop. Now, Okay, with this doji, the market slowly creating its momentum back below to this support. And we might be able to find an entry here at the moment. Yeah, so you can see that the market trying to break that low here. Now this might bring an opportunity for us to now go long once the price drop well below here, because there is a big long rejection here, and if the market not being able to break that low to 4720, we might be able to see the market to break that high. Let it drop further down here, and then we will be looking at entry. The market is dropping back to this order block now here, and if we look at, this is now 300, come on, such a high volatility, 380 pip. Because the market left that imbalance as we discussed, it could come down further here for a retest, and it's on the order block. Okay, I'm preparing for a possible entry here in this market. As prices drop down back below, okay, we might enter by market. I'm preparing with risk managed setup here for a long entry from this support level, stop loss well below this level. It's a bigger stop loss because of the volatility. We have to keep that. Now if you guys not having a smaller account, then definitely you need to think of proper lot sizing here, and we'll keep our TP here, first TP, and then we will be adjusting later if needed. Here I'm opening a buy here, stop loss keeping at 4708.80, and profit target taking at 4806.45 with only smaller risk. Okay. Also, I've shared the trade in the premium, and we might take this trade faster way possible, as currently it's showing up. And in the meantime, traders, also join the Telegram. You can find link below this video for regular update, trade education, as well as analysis that I am taking every single day, where you can also find regular promotions to join the mentorship, where whenever it appears to be opened, okay, now here in this area there is a (15 minutes), 10 and 20 MA retest, expecting an initial bounce of this. Will not be very ambitious for the profit target. As long as the market is breaking upside here, we'll be going out depending on the market structure. The 15 minutes price action, we can see there is a long rejection here. This is a pretty big long week that the market to eventually retest this high here, and Okay, getting upside here. So understanding order block will give you always a better understanding of the market structure. But at the moment, the market, we see there's the initial bounce of this order block. If the market shows that order block is respecting, we could see the market to go back up to the resistance line here. And okay, so we see the market on this support, waiting for a potential break of this structure back to the upside for this potential continuation of this local uptrend. You see there's a 15-minute candle closed as well with another long wick. There's another doji here on the 5 minutes. And So the market in this area here is a little bit of sideways, but might break this low. Now dropped well back below at this level on the 15 minutes. It might can resume its downtrend here. If it drops, then we might see that entire drop back below. So with this overextension, because there is a very strong volatility here in the market, that if we are going out, then we have to re-enter. Okay, then take. So you got that trade stop loss, so we'll be waiting for further entry. Market has potential reverse of this level. We entered on the order block, but it might now drop down here for another retest. If you look at the 4 hour here, which is the support level, need to look for the potential counter entry. We'll see that if the market is changing its trend, or you could see that it's or it might just start to bounce off this level here, as this is also an order block. We're looking at the fresh entry. It entirely can continue all right, so $4,781. For us to look at the opposite entry, because it reacted off this level, the chances now that it's gonna come down to break this low here. So this is the 1 minute price action, maintaining that series of lower high and lower low, and it left an imbalance in that direction. This is unusually high volatility. So the chances for the price now to drop down to 4658 is higher. And with that volatility, there is a middleman here in that 1 minute. So if we keep our stop loss above this high for potentially we'll be looking at the recovery trade, which if we see the market is showing that break below here. So I will be opening a sell position with the same smaller risk for this potential drop here. And so here take profit target will take at 4658.28, and we'll keep the stop loss above this high with very tight risk. Because it rejected off this level, it may continue to drop here. So it will be, if it continues to drop, that's gonna be potentially a significant move. I am on sell trade. So I am on sell trade. Sell trade is on. Here, because the market start to drop, with this movement, it may entirely break below here. So we're looking to see that how far it might be coming back below here. So if it drops fully, we will be here nearly to 400 pip drop could happen if it drops entirely back below here. So looking at in this 5 minutes time frame, and if I am closing along the way, also I will give a shout out here. If in case if we close it in the middle, it's getting very interesting here. And it's on. I'm holding on to that. Market is not gone. It is still on. So anytime I'm going to close, I'll let you know guys, so that you know that we are the same page. And so you see there is a downward pressure here, and I'm still holding on to that, because if the downward press continues, we can expect another wave of drop, and that can bring the market down back below. I'm on it guys, and wanna see that bringing down, and that will make this recovery trade successful. If we see that it's showing, I think there is still possibility for further drop, so I'm holding on to that. So at any point I might exit if we see the market is not going, but still it's moving in that direction. And okay, I'm going out with the trade right now. I'm out with the trade. We still have some lacking, but we need maybe another trade for the complete recovery. So this one we got around 185 pip with me. So we'll be looking to see later, if you look at here from this support, is getting bounced back above here, and as with this movement, if you look at, this is a delete that one. The 1 hour market structure, that you can see the way it has printed this 1 hour candle, there is a chance for another retest of this daily support. Therefore, now all those trades that you will be looking at selling. All right, so the market structure shown significantly downside here at the moment. So I will be looking for again entry as soon as we find that another confirmation here. And the price didn't test this support here, so the chances for this market to drop again is very high. This is possibly a bearish price action, guys. So here, once the market structure confirms, I will be taking another position later, but you would like to see the market structure here showing to be properly organized off this. I think the price, higher chance the price will drop back below. So just looking to see that how the market structure is forming in this area. So it's 222 pip. I'll be placing another sell order here, exactly with this entry stop loss, keeping at 4719.19, and take profit target will keep at 4660.30. This is a little tighter stop loss, and with the fact that it's a smaller risk. So place that another trade here. This market is currently having a trend. So there's a 10 and 20 MA crossover and potentially to drop back down again, which will give us that if it fully drop here, we'll get another nearly to 375 pip move back below. And I'm on it, waiting for another potential break below. Look at the 5 minutes here, that you can see the market from the 5 minutes closed as a red candle in this downtrending move, and okay. So far here, there is the market structure that could show that downtrend, and I'm looking to see how the price action is evolving in that area. it's on a side view at the moment. Here we can see in this area, and interestingly creating an imbalance to the upside. It's not a okay. The market really moving little differently, so you have to keep observing for further price action confirmation. It just has potentially created a false breakout here. We'll see that with the ISM service, ISM manufacturing PMI coming in 2 hours, what kind of price action it is creating. As due to, if you look at the fundamental and the technical, due to the current, the market potentially to it before it creates this kind of false breakout. If you look at the daily trend was aggressive, so we'll be waiting to see that how the price action is playing out on the lower time frame. There was a significant drop. Now we can see the price is having another reaction of this level. Until we find directional bias, we'll be waiting to see what kind of market structure is forming. This is the first day of trading week, and you still have the whole week to go. This is NFP week. We'll be waiting for, we had today 2 wins, 2 loss. So basically it's potentially, if you look for another entry for a break-even day, and that's how trading is. Someday break-even, someday winner. But at the end of the day, the most important part here is to make sure that managing the risk accordingly, so you are not over risking for each trade. That being said, traders, hope that you have enjoyed this live session, and it was a great session with all of you. I'll see you again very soon with another live session tomorrow. Take it easy and take it fully managed. Here with this, I think this is a false breakout. We could look for another entry for that downside, but I think better to wait for the data to come up in 1 hour, and then we can see how it plays out. Thank you. We'll see you again, guys, trading again tomorrow in this live session.